So on the 22nd of February, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury are going to have a rematch. It's a rematch of the fight they had late 2018, which was epic. So after all the love I saw in my last video getting, I decided to make another video. This one, I'm just going to cover Fury. The next video, I'm going to cover Wilder. And then the week of the fight, I'm going to go over both of them and see who I feel, what factors will determine the win. If you guys like this video, thanks so much. Oh yeah, if you guys thought I was going to miss another week, well, you're wrong. So, for anyone who follows me on social media, you know I love to box, I love to hit a heavy bag, so I like to analyze fights sometimes, and I decided to do this one, Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury 2. Their fight in 2018 was epic. It was a very close fight, and honestly could have gone either way, though I feel Fury won, but Deontay got 2 knockdowns, and and anyone who follows boxing, them unified rules make no sense. So anyway, in this video, I'm just going to cover Fury. The next video, I'm going to cover Wilder. So if you guys like this video, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and with that being said, let's break down this video. So Tyson Fury is pretty famous. He's well known throughout the boxing community, the man who shocked the world. And yeah, he's undefeated, surprisingly, which is quite possible to do in boxing, but Fury is an outstanding boxer. He's very athletic, very agile. He moves a lot, and he's quite tactical, actually. Fury is a boxer. He's not really a brawler. The man uses ring awareness, strategy. He picks his spots where needed to be, and he is overall a very intelligent boxer. He knows when to pick his shots. The first thing about Fury that comes to mind is his physique. Like, when people think of boxers or any athletes in general, you're thinking ripped, you're thinking abs. Fury, no, Fury looks like someone you'd meet at a grocery store, an average person. In the past, I've made so far 2 videos talking about the difference between training for performance and aesthetics. If you guys want to check those videos out, you're welcome to. But yeah, to this day, people still misunderstand that aesthetics and performance training for these are 2 very different things, and Fury is a living embodiment of this. Fury is a prime example of training for performance, not aesthetics. So we're going to break down Fury's style, his physical attributes, and also how we feel he'll do. As mentioned, Fury moves around a lot. Fury never sits still. He's always moving in different directions, which makes it difficult for opponents. See, boxing, when you want to throw a punch, it's like, I like to use this analogy, throwing a punch is like firing a gun. The more powerful the gun, the more stationary and firm you have to be. Same with boxing. So when guys want to throw hard punches, they have to be firm on the ground. They have to have a solid base. But if the target is always moving away, then it's very annoying. So Fury's constant movement is not something that's easy to achieve. You can train for it, but it's not the easiest thing to achieve, to have the constant movement that he does. He always moves around, circles around, makes sure he's always in and out. And yeah, he basically fights like Muhammad Ali, by his own admission, in fact. One other factor about Fury's game is his constant clinching. For those of you who don't know, clinching is that thing that boxers do where they hold each other, where they kind of hold each other, like Fury's doing right now with Klitschko. Clinching is something that boxers usually do to stall their opponent, B, slow them down, or in the case of Fury, he likes to disrupt his opponent's rhythm. When you're fighting, like especially pressure fighters, guys who like to hit you with lots of punches, clinching can help disrupt their rhythm, where they try to start off, they need to hit you 3 times and then you clinch, so they have to reset and start again. The other thing is, like, it forces them to bear your body weight on them, which is what Fury loves to do. He likes to make his opponents bear his weight, make them tired, frustrate them, and thus make them become sloppy. Clinching isn't easy to do because you also have to use strength to hold your opponents in place. Otherwise, an opponent can easily break free of your clinch and just start beating you. So Fury has a lot of strength, and he's able to do this whole thing for all 12 rounds of a fight, which is very, very impressive. One other thing Fury does, and this is something that this is just skill, not a matter of training in any way, shape, or form, is that he has this thing where he engages his opponents just as they're about to start a combination. It's hard to describe, but to put it simply, imagine you're a runner, right? You're running, and when you run, you have a rhythm in which you breathe. Let's say your left foot steps forward, you breathe in. Your right foot steps forward, you breathe out. But imagine if every time you wanted to step on the ground with your right foot, someone disturbs you. That's what Fury does. Every time his opponents want to kind of engage in an action, he comes up he like disturbs them. He reads their actions and comes up so that he can disturb them. Now he doesn't read minds, don't get me wrong. It's just something, he reads their actions, he reads and determines, okay, when this guy moves his arm like this means he's about to engage in a combination. So if I move first, it'll disturb him. It's a very annoying thing, and it forces your opponents to reset, and it's something that a lot of opponents find very, very annoying. So yeah, that's one other thing about Fury. The other thing is that Fury can fight with either side. He can go orthodox, he can go southpaw. He's very tricky like that. I made a video towards the end of last year talking about the importance of training both sides of your body, and this is a clear example. Because of this, because of his ability to fight with either side, he's able to move in a way that someone who prefers using one side cannot. So yeah, with that being said, he can move in any direction because he can use either hand as his jab hand, so he's not afraid to like cut weird angles, clinch a lot. So yeah, Fury has a lot of endurance, which is very rare for the heavyweight division. Because he looks the way he is and he prioritizes conditioning and basic performance over anything else, he doesn't have much muscle. And for those of you who don't know, muscle weighs more than fat, so that's the thing. Because of that, Fury is able to constantly move around. He doesn't weigh as much. He does have to, of course, lose some fat. He had to lose some fat to get back into the ring because fat still weighs something, and the less he weighs, the less he has to carry around when he's moving around in the ring. So that's the thing. So yeah, his other great talent is his insane head movement. If you saw the first fight against Deontay Wilder, his head movement was otherworldly. And it's something that I feel the only person who I feel could match his head movement is Muhammad Ali. That is literally the only person I can see whose head movement matches his. So yeah, guys, these are just some of the pointers some of the things I feel that Fury brings to the table. Compared to the first fight, if I had to say something that Fury has to do a little differently this time, it's that I feel that he would have to make Wilder respect him just a little bit more. Hit him with a few combinations. Like his coach kept advising that he didn't have to go for the cross, he could just use the jab, but make Wilder feel intimidated. Create a situation where Wilder is a bit scared to come forward because he knows that Fury also has that power to put him down. I feel if he can do that, he can really intimidate Wilder. The other thing I feel he has to do is his circling. He should avoid by all means to get trapped. The 2 times that Fury got hit in that first fight were situations where Wilder managed to close the distance and basically trap Fury in the corner, which is a problem for Fury because Fury is almost always moving backwards in a fight, so it's very hard to say. Like, he's almost always moving backwards. It's his strength. Like, he wants his opponents to come to him, and he's always showboating. That's another thing I feel Fury needs to not do in this fight, is to not showboat. Please do not do that thing of saying, oh yeah, I'm Tyson Fury, you want to hit me, no, please don't. But yeah, if he can do that and just swarm on Wilder, again, make Wilder feel his power, disrupt his game. The thing is, the only problem with Wilder is Wilder just needs one shot. But this is Fury's video. I'll cover Wilder in another video. So yeah, as you can see, he doesn't train for building muscle. He doesn't train to, like, say, have a six-pack, have big chest, have big arms. He's training for performance, his conditioning, his muscle endurance, his cardiovascular, all that stuff. That's what he prioritizes, his training. Fury, as mentioned, as I said in the beginning, is a perfect example of training for performance, not training for aesthetics. He's a great athlete, an incredible fighter. He's personally one of my favorite boxers because of his life story, because I can relate some of the stuff, well, not I can somewhat relate to some of the stuff he's been through in his life. Anyway, guys, this is my video. If you guys like this video, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you're notified for the next video. Thank you so much. Peace.